I'd like to start off this video by making a few adjustments to the trial balance opening. Minor adjustments to do with account codes and names, but you will find them more helpful. Freight in, could you call that 500.1? That does in fact line up with the chart of accounts, and it just more strongly highlights the relationship with cost of goods sold. 501 is workable, but 500.1 is better. GST payable and receivable, that's mostly what this account would be called, because you're more likely to have money payable. But I would like you to change the name for the purpose of this to GST receivable and payable. So just swap the order around. Why? Because that highlights that a GST payable is a credit and that GST receivable is a debit. There's one other change I'd like you to make, and it relates to our first transaction of the day, and we'll make receive cash payment from Arthur Fonds. Can you make that the 22nd, the date? Now we want that the 27th, so that it brings the 22nd, so it brings into play discount that Arthur Fonds will be entitled to. And this will also require us to do working paper. Well, it won't require, but it'll be helpful. Now you could do the working paper on another page somewhere. You could set up a page just for working papers, but we might go, I'll put it here, working paper, we'll put this one, and it'll be Arthur Fonds, a discount, June, for sale June 7. So 7 plus 15 days is 22. Well, we could make it the 21st, but so Arthur Fonds is entitled to a discount. So the sale, so he owes us. Let's go and look at the subsidiary ledger. $23,010 from that sale on June 7th. So $23,100. So we go back to transaction. So he owes. Go over here a bit. 23. That's be a small column. There are 23,100. Discount is 3%. Terms 315. Discount is therefore 23,100 times 0.03, and expected payment equals 23,100 minus 693, 22407, which it has. Now we do need to break this discount up into two components. I've got big columns here, so I'll put them down below. So the discount is made up of GST and the net amount. So GST will divide by 11, because this is the discount we're giving on the total, which includes GST. So the GST will be 1/11 of that, 1/11. Then we multiply that by 10 to give us the net amount, and we add those two together. 630 plus 63 equals 693. So this will make it reasonably straightforward now to do our journal entry in the special journal. So which special journal? It's cash receipts. Does it involve a subsidiary ledger? Yes, it's going to involve the accounts receivable subsidiary ledger. It hasn't gone green. I must have deleted something here. Does it involve inventory? No, it did involve inventory in the original sale, but not anymore. And does it involve GST? The answer is yes. Hasn't gone green. It should be green. Righto. Let's go to the special journal sales. Special journal cash receipts, and we go Arthur Fonds. Actually, I've started this already. Arthur Fonds 22047, accounts receivable. Is going to be bigger than that because we've got some other components. We have the GST, which we know is 63, I think, and therefore the net amount is 630. So the total change to accounts receivable is all of those added together. So 23,100 to reduction in accounts receivable. So even though Arthur Fons only paid us $22,407, his accounts receivable comes down by $23,100. Why? Because we gave him a discount of $630, and when we did that, that means there was $63 less GST we need to collect on behalf of the ATO. So let's go and post this in the subsidiary ledger. So subsidiary ledgers, and we post the 23,100, so June 22 payment with discount. Now you don't really need to put that in, but it might be helpful. That's cash receipts 1, and the payment is 23,100, and so Arthur Fons no longer owes us anything. Opening balance was 23,100, less the payment is 0. So we can go over to the special journal and put in a T, and that's done. This says June 22. Now this date probably won't work yet because we had a different date in there. So, and there's one mark you won't get in your points for your progress tables. Should also put in these transactions for A Noble and B Noble, the dates. So they were the 14th. That's that transaction done, and soon we in fact can add total these items off, and then if you go to the progress report, we'll see that we're making really good progress on the special journals, and even better progress on the subsidiary ledgers, and better progress still on the inventory worksheet. Actually, that reminds me of one other thing on the inventory worksheet that we can change. The 1st to the 6th will work, but to get the points here, you in fact need to put in the 31st of the 5th, 2013. That was a pretty radical change. That will just update that. Why? Because that's the information we were given at the start, and the closing balance for one month becomes the opening balance for the next month. So we've just put in here to start with the closing balance for last month, which effectively does become the opening balance for this month, but just the date that was put in